Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Hopefully, you're doing okay. This is deprivation alone presenting on the MK podcast show where we educate people on how to stay young while growing old, thereby increasing their life expectancy. And in today's edition of the show, we are going to be talking or addressing some of the issues or concerns that were raised based on our last video, and some of the issues that people found controversial. We are going to be addressing them today, and in this particular episode, I tell you, it is going to be very, very interesting. And for you to fully understand the issues we are talking about, I will recommend and highly recommend you go to our YouTube channel, the NKA Podcast Show, and search the sit edition or episode so that you can watch especially the video and understand why people found some of this information controversial and why we are here to clarify the doubt and make sure that everything is understood and we progress from there. And just so you know, last time we were talking on sleep, how sleep deprivation affects your health. So we are here to add some more flesh to it and correct or address some of the issues or concerns that were raised during our last edition. So stay tuned as we progress with this particular edition of the podcast show.
Okay, Mr. Clivet, coming back to our previous video we had, there are some questions that members were actually asking, and I'm going to be posting you those questions tonight. Regardless of what we actually explained, there's one question I think is actually general. I'll say general because most people, and even I for one, I was so confused about it. This question where you said there was a statement, I don't know if people took note about that, where you said sleep, actually lack of sleep can lead to weight gain. How far can this message actually be digested? Because I'm still confused, because there are people actually who want to go in for weight loss, you get, and some want to go in for weight gain. Now this particular video talking about sleep and sleep dealing with gain and weight loss, how can you take this so deeper to actually unveil this particular message to us, and try to guide those who want to really go for this? And notwithstanding this theory here, we'll be talking, I will want you to explain much more detail, because it's not just gonna be the importance of maybe not sleeping or sleeping and what comes after that. Please, can you just give us a brief explanation on how sleep can interfere with your weight gain and your weight loss? Can you just enlighten us in that? Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that brilliant and beautiful question. It is one of the worries that the multitude of persons who went through our video had in mind, and it is going to be addressed here and now. And when I look at it, when we look at it, lack of sleep or sleep restriction has been known to cause a lot of issues, and one of the side effects of sleep restriction is that it causes weight gain. But how does it cause weight gain is what people are interested in knowing. And some persons, just to add to your question, sir, some persons asked if they can use this particular information as a means for them to gain weight, and I'll be clarifying that right now. Now, let me start with sleep deprivation. When you're sleep deprived, for instance, normally it is recommended that an average adult sleeps for at least 8 hours a day. Now, when you sleep less than 8 hours a day, what happens to you is that you have not given your body enough time to rest. You have not given the brain enough time to rest, enough time to process new information, enough time to be re-energized. And there is this particular hormone that is released by the stomach. It is called ghrelin, and this hormone tends to increase appetite. This hormone increases appetite, and it doesn't just increase appetite, It increases appetite for high calorie food. It increases your appetite for high calorie food like carbohydrate rich food. And because you tend to consume more carbohydrate rich food, you tend to have an increase in your body weight. Numerous experiments has been conducted to create a correlation between this sleep deprivation and weight gain, and the results have been consistent to show that people who sleep less for lesser hours as recommended, or lesser hours, that is hours less than 8, tend to always have a high increase in appetite, an increase in appetite, which will turn especially in leading to increase in consumption of high calorie food. Carbohydrate, which is a high calorie food, they tend to consume a lot of carbohydrate, and they find themselves consuming a lot of soda and a lot of snacks. And sometimes, for instance, when you're sleep deprived at night, you find yourself wanting to chew something, you find yourself wanting to drink something, you find yourself wandering about the house looking for what that will feed, something to feed your stomach with. That way, what you're trying to do is you're gaining excessive fat into your system, and this fat that you're gaining into your system cause you to gain weight, because hormones, for instance, that are involved in metabolism of fat tend to be released at night. Not that all of it is released at night, sorry, but it functions with circadian rhythm. It tends to be released at night, and when it is released at night, what you observe is that it facilitates metabolism, it facilitates the breakdown of fat, preventing deposition of fats into adipose tissue that will tend to increase your weight. So when you do not sleep well, there is an imbalance in the release of these hormones, and because there is an imbalance in the release of these hormones, metabolism will not take place properly, and because these fats are not properly are not properly metabolized or utilized by the body, what happens to them is that they tend to accumulate in parts of the body, especially in the adipose tissue, increasing your weight. So whosoever is not sleeping for reasons we do not know will tend to observe an increase in weight, in weight and obesity. But one thing people find funny about this question is that, or about this particular information, is people think that they can use it as some sort of therapy for them to increase weight.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cleaver. So, from what you are explaining, are you actually diversifying on the fact that if I, for one, or if our audience who are our listening out there, and the questions that actually have been asked by most people, are you just clarifying them that if they really want to go in for weight gain, for those who really want to gain weight, they should actually they should not sleep at all? Because I think there is this concept that all of us know that if you sleep very well, or maybe at the days ahead, people usually tell us that if you want to gain weight, as you are eating immediately, just sleep so that you can gain weight, and you find yourself sleeping for a long period of time just trying to gain weight. So I don't understand, is this thing just trying to contradict that particular aspect? Can you just can we just decide not to sleep so that we gain weight?
Right. Thank you for that interesting question. And I'll tell you that aside this being one of the benefits of sleep deprivation, being the only benefit of sleep deprivation or sleep restriction that I have come across, what I'll tell you is that sleep restriction has a lot of negative effects on your health generally. And if you look at it, especially if you look at this system, your cardiovascular system, when you do not sleep for a long period of time, or when you're sleep deprived for a long period of time, it pre-exposes you to cardiovascular system. It pre-exposes you to type 2 diabetes. It pre-exposes you, in fact, it increases your stress level, and stress in itself will cause your body to respond in ways you cannot even imagine. It will cause your body to produce things that will damage your body even further. So you will not want to deprive yourself of sleep only because you want to gain weight. There are other ways you can use to gain weight, but sleep is very essential for the body to function. You need sleep to rest. You need sleep to process new information. You need sleep to re-energize. Aside the fact that sleep deprivation can cause weight gain, that is not the only issue. That is not the only thing you should be focusing on. You should be, as a person, be focusing on how you can improve on your sleep quality. And as per sleep quality here, I mean, when you want to sleep, you stay away from noise, you stay away from distraction, you stay away from lighting that would disturb your sleep. That way you tend to have quality night rest. Because if you do not have quality night rest, you will still be very tired, you will still be very moody, you will still be very full of anxiety and easily irritated, because you do not have quality rest. And these are some of the things that I want to emphasize on. I want you to understand that it is not about not sleeping. It is about you sleeping quality sleep to prevent the occurrence of certain long-term diseases, long-term adverse effects, or long-term health challenges that might come to you only because you did not sleep properly. And for instance, there are people who, when they were in their young age, spent majority of their times surfing the internet. They never considered sleep that important, and right now they are facing the challenge of sleeping in their old age. They can sleep maximum 3 hours straight, and then they will spend the rest of the night up, of which it is a time they need to rest, of which it is a time the body needs that enough rest to process new information. The body needs that enough rest to make memories. The body needs enough rest to be re-energized, preparing them for work ahead. And when we look at it, ladies and gentlemen, we get to realize that it is not about being deprived of sleep. Don't deprive yourself of sleep. Don't deprive yourself of sleep because you want to gain weight. Weight gain doesn't help anybody. At the end of the day, you see majority of the people who go to the gym, they say hit the gym. What are they going to do at the gym? To keep fit. And one of the ways to keep fit is to lose weight. Except you are extremely tiny, that you feel like when you gain weight, it will add some level of confidence in you and all those things. But from a medical point of view, we will always tell you that it is important you lose excess fat in you. Lose excess fat, keep weight, build your muscles. That is what is more important at this level. You build your muscles, you lose excess fat, and you strive to live healthy. Living healthy includes sleeping healthy. So sleeping healthy will help your body, help you in ways that you cannot imagine.
Okay, Mr. Cleveland, let me cut you short on the way. So from this now, we are going to the conclusion that actually the rate of the percentage of the disadvantage is actually more than the advantage of seeing yourself not sleeping as maybe as the way to gain weight. I can actually understand now. So still going back, is this thing a contrary, or is it actually against the, how do I put it? Is it what you actually mean here now is, if people, for people who are craving now to lose weight, just posing the question back to you, people want to lose weight, so if they should sleep for a long duration of time. I heard you're talking about hormones are being generated, I don't know the biological terms, generated in the night, so that it can consume the fat that is being produced. So does it mean that if someone is sleeping over long, or maybe more than the expected time in the night, those hormones will be produced, at least expecting with the fact that the hormones are produced in the night, there will be more production, and actually they will now consume that fat. Do you now are you trying to say people want to lose weight should actually sleep for a longer period of time? Is that
Okay, so I understand your preoccupation, and yes, it is something so many people were or are willing to ask or ready to ask. And one thing I must tell you is that when it comes to losing weight, it is not only about sleeping. Sleeping is an aspect of it. It's not the entire thing. Now, when you sleep and you do zero exercise, you do not watch what you eat, you do not watch your diet, and you do not control your level of stress and so many other things, it doesn't help in any way, because sleeping, as we mentioned, sleeping properly will facilitate the production of hormones that would digest or metabolize fat, right? We mentioned that will metabolize fat. Now, it is not the only thing that will happen. Assuming you sleep 8 hours, or sorry, assuming you want to lose weight, you sleep 9 hours a day, but each day you consume high quantities of calories, high volumes of calories each day, with the hope that when you sleep, the calories will just automatically disappear. It doesn't help in any way. So, sleeping is one aspect, dieting is another aspect, exercise is another aspect. So there are so many aspects to be considered when it comes to losing weight, not just sleeping. Sleeping is just one aspect. Quality sleep, for instance, I'm talking about quality sleep here. Quality sleep is one aspect, and quality sleep is not dependent on how long you sleep. It depends on how well you sleep, and how well you sleep comes with zero distractions. You need not to be distracted before you sleep. And sometimes distraction comes when you constantly wake up to go and urinate. It will disturb your quality of sleep and your quality of the health you wish to live. So, if you wish to lose weight, you need to sleep properly. You need to check your diet, your diet, control your dieting. You need to do exercise. You need to do exercise, and you need to consider water, very, very important. And of course, when I'm talking about checking your diet, you need to go low on high calorie food. You need to go low on carbohydrates. Thank you very much. Any other questions, sir?
Thank you so much for that clarification. So, which means that we have actually laid a good foundation already, and actually telling people what is important for them. And I think not everybody will go now to sleep, or maybe not to sleep because they want to control their level of fat and the level of trying to be calm down. So at putting it at a general level, what can be your advice for this our audience watching this particular episode, and with this confusion in the world where people tends to go in for weight loss and weight gain, and maybe trying not to understand where we are hitting? What would be your general advice when it comes to sleep concerning the health?
Oh, okay, sir. When it comes to sleep, there are a lot of things I can say to people and their health. Some of the things will be that people should consider quality sleep over just sleep. Quality sleep means staying away from distraction, your phones, your laptops, staying away from other gadgets you might have, staying away from lighting that would distract you. They always say blue light that would distract you and cause you not to sleep properly. Staying away from things that will cause you not to have proper sleep. And that is why, due to the environment where we find ourselves, sometimes it can be very frustrating for you to have quality sleep, because you might do all your effort, your best to stay away from all these distractions I've mentioned earlier, but your neighbor doesn't allow you to sleep with loud music, loud noise, and all those things, which can still distract you. So your environment has a huge role to play when it comes to sleep deprivation, and the temperature of your room to determine whether you sleep well or not. The atmosphere generally will determine whether you sleep well or not. And another thing I'll advise you is, ladies and gentlemen, take sleep serious. There are some of you who do not take sleep serious, and it is affecting your life in ways you cannot really imagine. It is predisposing you to cardiovascular issues. It is predisposing you to weight gain issues that might lead to obesity. It is predisposing you to type 2 diabetes. It is predisposing you to psychotic issues like depression, anxiety, irritability, mood swings, and other things that you might not really understand. You might not really feel the effects right now, but in the long run, it will show up. And when it shows up, ladies and gentlemen, you might not really want it. You might not really appreciate it. So as early as now, I will tell you that try as much as possible to sleep. Sleep properly. Don't just sleep. Sleep properly, sleep well, and make sure that you do other things aside just sleeping to enhance your health. Do exercise, eat properly, and then interact with people, network with people, create good relationships that will constantly keep your health in checks. And if possible, ladies and gentlemen, constantly go for health checkups. Just go for a checkup, general checkup, to be sure that nothing is wrong with you, nothing is going wrong, you're living well, and you're enjoying the rest of your life. If you want to live long on this earth, these are the basic things you have to do. Take dieting very important, take exercise important, take sleep important. Go out early in the morning to witness or to feel early morning sun to gain vitamin D. And this way, ladies and gentlemen, you tend to live longer on earth. Some of the people who live longest on earth, after interviewing them, they will tell you that they considered sleeping 8 hours, at least 8 hours a day. Some people will tell you they consider only their diet. They consider they watch what they ate, and it made them to stay for as long as possible. Some people will tell you it was exercise that kept them fit and kept them healthy for as long as possible. So other people will tell you it was the interaction they had with other people that kept them that healthy. So ladies and gentlemen, what works for you, that is what you should be doing. And take advice from what we have said. Take advice. Sleep is dynamic. Sleep is very, very iterative, and you must be able to intentionally want to take your sleep serious, because it affects your health in ways you cannot imagine. And just one last question. I don't know if there is any.
Actually, I think you have actually brought us to a clarification where any of our audience will not be confused. In case there is still any doubt, we will still be waiting for our audience at the comment section, and perhaps and those offline, online, still same. We'll still be waiting for more questions, but still throwing back it to you. You get to round it up, and we call it.
All right, thank you for that. Somebody might just be wondering, what of those who work in shift? What of those who work night shift? What happens there?
Beautiful. It takes me back to another question. There's this particular question that one person also posted, and I found it so difficult. Like, you just brought this to my remembrance, where the person was like, "What of those who are actually working in shift, where someone will be working in the night and then comes back and sleep during the day? Is there a difference of maybe sleeping in the night and sleeping during the day? Can you just give us maybe just a brief clarification about that?"
Yes, of course. There is a difference. There is a big difference. The natural clock, or the natural biology, had made it in ways that you should work throughout the day and rest at night. And your body has been designed that way. When you look at chronology, or how the circadian rhythm, when you follow the circadian rhythm in the body, it follows the movement of the earth, the rotation of the earth, with all what it encompasses. For instance, we have grown up in an environment where we work throughout the day and we are meant to sleep at night, and our body is used to already to the fact that we are supposed to sleep at night and rest at night, and then we engage in activities again the following day. Because at night a lot of things happens. A lot of things happen. Hormones produce, chemicals release, detoxification taking place, rest occurring at night. So when you are unable to sleep at night, when you're unable to sleep at night, what are you doing? Toxins are accumulating in your body. You don't give your body time to rest. You don't give your body time to process new information. You don't give your body the time it requires to produce some of the chemicals that are beneficial for you when you don't sleep at night. And when you don't sleep at night, of course, there's always increased appetite. You tend to find yourself in the middle of the night chewing one or two, drinking one or two, which in turn increase or have a negative effect on your health. But during the day, what happens is, normal during the day, following the circadian rhythm. Anyways, we'll talk more on the circadian rhythm and how it affects your health. During the day, following the circadian rhythm, what is supposed to take place? For instance, your body is supposed to be active. Your body is supposed to be up, it's supposed to be active. Then at that time you're sleeping. Even if you're sleeping, you cannot produce the same hormones like that, like you're sleeping in darkness. You know, the artificial darkness is different from natural darkness. And it is during natural darkness that a lot of things happen beneficial for us. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we will talk more on the circadian rhythm and how it affects your health. But one thing you should know, that there is something like the circadian rhythm, which is highly correlated with your sleep pattern. And because of this high correlation with your sleep pattern, you get to realize that even if you do not sleep at night properly, or you work throughout the night and you tend to sleep throughout the day, remember there are a lot of activities you have to do throughout the day. So if you want to sleep, you will not have enough quality sleep. A lot of distraction throughout the day will cause you not to have enough quality sleep, and this vicious cycle will continue to the point where you are completely dilapidated, you are completely drained of energy, and you might just end up giving up. So ladies and gentlemen, take your sleep serious. The night is a time to sleep. That is what has been destined by nature. The night is the time to sleep. But anyways, we'll talk more on the circadian rhythm and how it affects your health. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, I am very proud of you all. I'm very happy that we have reached this point and we are getting to address some of the issues that were raised. And I just hope that we have been able to meet up and ask some of the concerns that you had regarding our last video. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, we are calling it a day, and we hope and we pray that you gain clarity, you gain understanding, more understanding on how sleep can affect your health generally, and how particularly sleep deprivation can lead to increase in weight and obesity, and not just that, but so many other things associated to it. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for always sticking by. Thank you so much for always supporting us in our little endeavor. As we are forging ahead, we count so much on your cooperation and your collaboration. When you come across our videos, please do not forget to share. Do not forget to like them. Do not forget to comment. And if you're watching us for the very first time, do well to subscribe to our channel so that you will always get first-hand health tips on how to stay young while growing old. With this, ladies and gentlemen, Dinte Clivet Alongfi saying bye from this end. Ciao.